From the moment she stepped onto the stage, she captivated millions with her remarkable ventriloquism and stunning vocal performances. But behind the charming acts, lovable puppets, and radiant smiles was a story America's Got Talent never told, a story of grit, challenges, and incredible determination. In this video, we'll dive deeper into Darci Lynne's real journey, uncovering the life she led behind the scenes. It's a tale marked by tough choices, personal sacrifice, a relentless pursuit of excellence. One that began when she was just 13 years old. At an age when most kids were playing and enjoying carefree days, there was little time for fun in Darci's world. Her talent didn't appear overnight. It was the result of countless hours of practice, often late into the night while her peers were out enjoying their youth. Despite facing shyness and stage fright, she pushed forward, thanks in large part to the unwavering support of her family. Darci learned how to turn her anxiety into strength, transforming nervous energy into awe-inspiring performances. So how did she land on one of the biggest stages in the world? It all began in Oklahoma City when a 12-year-old girl stepped onto the America's Got Talent stage. Clutching her puppet, Petunia the Bunny, with sparkling eyes and an innocent smile, Darci stood before the judges, nervous but determined, as Daz dad daddle dad 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 The music started. Her voice projected through her puppet filled the auditorium, leaving both judges and audience in stunned silence. When the performance ended, the room exploded in applause. Judge Mel B, visibly moved, reached for the golden buzzer. Golden confetti rained down as Darci was sent straight to the live shows, instantly winning the hearts of millions. Week after week, Darci returned with new puppets and fresh routines, masterfully blending humor, music, and storytelling. Whether it was Oscar the Mouse or Edna the elderly diva, each puppet had a distinct personality that she brought to life with incredible skill and warmth. Her performances weren't just impressive, they were magical, showcasing a maturity and talent far beyond her years. The grand finale was the pinnacle of her journey. Surrounded by her puppets, Darci delivered a performance that was nothing short of extraordinary. As the judges deliberated and the crowd waited in suspense, she stood poised and graceful already, a winner in the hearts of many. And then, the announcement came. Darci Lynne was crowned the winner of Season 12 of America's Got Talent. The audience roared, confetti flew, and Darci embraced her puppets with tears of joy. She had made history as the youngest winner in the show's history, and received the highest number of votes ever cast on the program, along with a $1 million prize. She gained instant fame. But Darci never let success stop her from growing. Despite her talent, she remained eager to learn and refine her craft. Behind her achievements stood a trusted mentor, guiding her along the way just as Justin Timberlake once learned from the Mickey Mouse Club. And Shirley Temple was molded by legendary Hollywood directors. Darci Lynne's story is not just about winning a talent show, it's about resilience, passion, and the courage to turn vulnerability into triumph. And while the world knows her as the girl with the puppets, there's so much more behind the curtain. Following in the footsteps of other young stars, guided by experienced mentors, Darci Lynne found a powerful influence in Gary Owen, who became a crucial part of her journey. As her mentor, Gary helped shape Darci into the captivating performer the world would come to know at first. He focused on the technical foundations: puppet manipulation, voice control, and perfecting her lip synchronization. But his influence didn't stop there. Gary taught Darci how to engage with her audience, read their energy, and adapt in real time to keep them entertained. He helped her infuse every performance with emotion, humor, and authenticity, transforming her routines into memorable stories rather than just displays of talent. Gary's mentorship gave Darci more than just skills, it gave her confidence and stage presence. His support remained steadfast even after her win on America's Got Talent. As she transitioned to national tours, Gary stepped in as both her coach and producer, guiding her through the new demands of professional performance. But how did their partnership begin? Started in 2014, when 10-year-old Darci entered the International Cinderella Scholarship Program, encouraged by her parents. Despite her nerves, she performed exceptionally well, so well, in fact, she caught the attention of both the audience and judges. That same event introduced her to Ventriloquist, the international teen title holder and a seasoned ventriloquist, offered Darci some key tips and encouragement. Darci took that advice to heart. She spent countless hours practicing in her room, and soon after, her first puppet Petunia, the rabbit, became her loyal sidekick. Together, they began performing at local events and small talent shows, charming audiences with their sweet routines. What truly hooked Darci wasn't just the thrill of performing, it was the connection ventriloquism gave her with people. She could make them laugh, make them forget their worries, and in turn, she discovered confidence she'd never felt before. Through Petunia, she found her voice. After a month of intensive practice and refining her technique, Darci entered Edmonds' Got Talent, where she won first prize. It was there that Gary Owen first saw her perform and immediately recognized something extraordinary. Beyond technical promise, he saw passion, heart, and raw potential. He offered to become her mentor. Darci accepted. With Gary's guidance, her skill set blossomed. He taught her the finer points of ventriloquism: lip control, timing, creating unique voices, and crafting seamless dialogue. His coaching style was firm but nurturing, encouraging Darci to push her limits and refine every part of her act. It paid off. Just a few years later, Darci Lynne took the stage on America's Got Talent and won. Following her historic win, Darci transitioned quickly from television to live stages across the country. Her national tours, Darci Lynne and Friends Live, was a massive success, drawing in fans from coast to coast who were eager to see her perform in person. Her shows were a brilliant mix of ventriloquism, music, and comedy, proof that her appeal wasn't a TV fluke, but a result of real, enduring talent. Her fame continued to grow. Darci made guest appearances on major talk shows and televised events. She graced the stage of the Grand Ole Opry, appeared in feature segments on various networks, and shared her story with publications like Vogue, where she answered personal questions about her favorite things, musical influences, and even her celebrity crush. On The Ellen Show, Darci opened up about how she discovered her love for ventriloquism, the dedication it took, and how her craft helped her conquer shyness. Her authenticity and humility shone through, giving fans a glimpse of the girl behind the puppets, a young star who never lost sight of where she came from. Even as her star continued to rise, the person behind the puppets, Darci Lynne, was more than just a performer. As her career blossomed, Darci began appearing in holiday specials, bringing festive cheer into homes across the country. One of the most memorable was Darci Lynne, My Hometown Christmas, a heartwarming special that invited viewers into her personal world. In it, she shared cherished holiday traditions, performed alongside her beloved puppets, and welcomed guest appearances from renowned artists and close friends, creating a joyful celebration of music, family, and community. Beyond the spotlight of holiday specials, Darci stayed grounded through her commitment to giving back. She frequently lent her talent to charitable causes, performing at fundraisers and benefit events for organizations that touched her heart. Her performances did more than entertain. They inspired generosity, reflected empathy, and reinforced her belief in the power of community. These acts of kindness revealed a side of Darci that fans deeply connected with: compassionate, humble, and driven by purpose. As social media became more central to modern entertainers, Darci embraced it. As a way to connect more personally with her audience, she regularly posted behind-the-scenes clips, live musical sessions, and covers of popular songs, sometimes even debuting original compositions. Through these glimpses into her daily life and creative process, fans saw the real Darci. Artistic, thoughtful, and relatable. But behind the smiles and spotlight, balancing the pressures of a rising career with the normal struggles of growing up was no small feat. Darci began homeschooling in the 8th grade, but before that, she was a regular student at Deer Creek Middle School in Oklahoma. While navigating a typical student life, she also carried the burden of public scrutiny, something most of her peers never had to face. Even with her rising fame, she remained focused on her education, determined to stay grounded and committed to her studies. Managing rehearsals, performances, travel, and academics required extraordinary discipline. There were nights she stayed up late studying after shows, and afternoons spent catching up on assignments between interviews and rehearsals. The demands were intense, but Darci was determined to stay true to both her personal goals and her public persona, until everything changed. Despite her strong work ethic and dedication, Darci began experiencing unexplained health issues. What initially seemed like fatigue or stress turned into something far more serious. Darci was diagnosed with cancer. The news was devastating. Her family, and the millions who had come to admire her. The vibrant, joyful girl who once lit up the stage was suddenly facing one of the most daunting battles anyone could endure. The fight was grueling. Darci underwent a series of intensive treatments, including surgery and chemotherapy. The physical toll was immense, and the emotional strain equally difficult. Her bright spirit was tested as she confronted the reality of illness, navigating pain, uncertainty, and the unknown, all while the world watched with concern and hope. But Darci Lynne, the girl who had once transformed stage fright into a superpower, wasn't about to back down from a fight. Throughout this incredibly challenging period, Darci's family became her rock. Her parents, Clark and Misty Farmer, along with her 3 brothers Nate, Dalton, and Nick, stood by her side every step of the way. Their unwavering love and support carried her through the darkest moments. Even in the face of adversity, Darci's passion for performing never dimmed. Whenever her health allowed, she would practice her ventriloquism and singing. Performing became a lifeline, something that reminded her of who she was and who she was fighting to be. Her family and her craft were both sources of strength and solace. Then, in July 2020, after enduring months of grueling treatments and emotional strain, Darci received the news she and her loved ones had been praying for. She was officially cancer-free. The moment was one of profound relief and celebration, not just for Darci and her family, but for the countless fans who had followed her journey with hope and concern. It marked the end of a harrowing chapter and the beginning of a new one filled with purpose, resilience, and renewed life. A new chapter, reinvention, and rediscovery. Following her recovery, Darci returned with a revitalized spirit and a broadened vision for her career. In April 2022, she made a bold leap into acting with her debut in the short film, Cowgirl's Song. The project signaled a new era for Darci, one where she could explore other creative avenues. Her performance was praised for its authenticity and emotional depth, further proving that she was not just a ventriloquist, but a true entertainer with multidimensional talent. That same year, she embarked on her 3rd national tour, titled My Lips Are Sealed Except When They're Not, which ran from July to November 2022. The tour was a dynamic mix of everything fans loved about Darci's sharp humor, heartfelt music, and dazzling ventriloquism. Each show highlighted her evolving artistic voice and left audiences inspired and amazed. Returning to the stage that started it all, Darci also made a triumphant return to America's Got Talent, but this time, not as a contestant, but as a celebrated alumna. She joined the cast of the spin-off Fantasy League, showcasing the legacy she had built since first winning the hearts of America. Years earlier, she began her performance alongside her beloved puppet Petunia, the character that had launched her to fame. But in a surprising and courageous move, Darci later took the stage solo, just her guitar and her voice. It was a powerful and symbolic moment. Darci was no longer just the 12-year-old ventriloquist prodigy. She was a young woman, an artist, and a survivor ready to share her truth and her growth with the world. Her solo performance was more than just a song, it was a declaration, a statement that she had evolved not only in her career, but in her identity. A star reborn from a shy girl with a puppet on a national stage to a resilient young woman who has faced adversity head-on. Darci Lynne's journey is nothing short of extraordinary. She has proven that talent can open doors, but character, courage, and heart are what truly sustain a star. Whether she's behind a puppet or standing in the spotlight alone, Darci Lynne continues to inspire millions with her strength, grace, an undeniable gift for storytelling. And as she enters the next chapter of her life and career, one thing is certain: Darci Lynne isn't done yet. She's only just begun the evolution of an artist and advocate throughout her remarkable journey. Darci Lynne has consistently shown an extraordinary ability to evolve, whether through live tours, acting roles, social media engagement, or returning to the stage that launched her career. She has embraced every new challenge with grace and determination. Her growth as an artist has been defined not just by her talent, but by her resilience, creativity, and unyielding pursuit of excellence. With each year, her star continues to shine brighter, and she's using that light to illuminate the path for others. From survivor to advocate after emerging from her battle with cancer, Darci found herself with a renewed sense of purpose. No longer just a performer, she became a vocal advocate for cancer awareness. Determined to use her platform to make a real difference, Darci began sharing her story openly with fans, offering a candid look into the challenges she faced and the strength she found in the fight. Her honesty resonated deeply with people around the world, especially young fans facing similar battles. She participated in awareness campaigns, charity events, and fundraisers aimed at promoting early detection, cancer research, and emotional support for patients and families. One of her most impactful efforts was her involvement in benefit concerts and fundraising events, where she used her voice and visibility to raise significant funds for cancer research and treatment, a cause close to home. The Toby Keith Foundation among the organizations Darci aligned herself with. One stood out for its incredible mission and local roots. The Toby Keith Foundation in Oklahoma. Founded by the late country music legend Toby Keith, the foundation is dedicated to supporting children battling cancer through its signature initiative, OK Kids, Corolla cost-free, home away from home for pediatric cancer patients and their families. The facility provides a safe, welcoming environment for families during the most difficult time of their lives, offering comfort, care, and community at no cost. Darci's connection with the foundation deepened through her participation in events like the Toby Keith and Friends Golf Classic, an annual tradition held in Norman, Oklahoma, combining a gala dinner, silent auction, and golf tournament. The event has raised millions of dollars over 2 decades to sustain the mission of OK Kids KORRL. At a recent celebration marking the 20th anniversary of the foundation, Darci was among the voices lending her talent and story to the cause. The event was filled with heartfelt tributes to Toby Keith, whose enduring legacy and vision were felt in every moment, even in his absence. The emotional highlight of the evening came with a monumental announcement. All proceeds from the 20th Toby Keith and Friends Golf Classic would go directly to supporting OK Kids, KORRL, ensuring that countless more families would have a sanctuary during their fight against cancer. A legacy in motion. Darci Lynne's story is no longer just about winning a competition, it's about what she's done with that platform ever since. From a shy young girl performing with a puppet to a national icon of talent, courage, and compassion, Darci has shown what it means to grow through adversity and emerge stronger. She's not only expanded her horizons as an artist, but also stepped into a new, more meaningful role, using her voice to lift others as she continues to perform, create, and advocate. One thing is certain: Darci Lynne's light isn't just shining, It's guiding, a legacy of giving and growing. At the 20th anniversary of the Toby Keith and Friends Golf Classic, a milestone was reached: over $3.1 million raised for the OK Kids Choral. Every dollar of that record-breaking amount was dedicated to continuing the Foundation's mission to provide a cost-free oblette, nurturing home for children undergoing cancer treatment and their families. Darci's performance at the event was deeply personal. Her story, once of survival, had now transformed into a symbol of hope. Her heartfelt presence and musical talent moved the audience, reminding everyone why the Foundation's work mattered so much. She brought joy and comfort to a room filled with emotion, to making the event an overwhelming success and reinforcing the mission that Toby Keith himself championed. But Darci didn't stop there. She has continued to be a beacon of light for young cancer patients visiting hospitals, spending time with children undergoing treatment and sharing her own journey of resilience. Her presence brings more than just smiles. It brings hope, the kind that comes from someone who's walked through the fire and come out stronger, more than a ventriloquist. While the world first knew her as a gifted ventriloquist, Darci Lynne has quietly been cultivating an impressive array of other talents. In a candid Vogue interview, Darci spoke to her fans from the comfort of her room. Behind her, a keyboard sat in the background, understated but telling detail. Music has always been a deep part of her identity. She's been playing the piano since childhood. Viewers were treated to a rare, intimate moment as she casually played a melody, her fingers dancing over the keys with ease. It was clear Darci wasn't just a singer. She was a musician. And, speaking of music, her vocal ability remains at the heart of her performances. Her harmonies with her puppets were more than technical showpieces. They were genuine musical duets that showcased her pitch-perfect control, vocal range, and emotional depth. But she doesn't just sing, she writes. In quieter moments, away from the spotlight, Darci often finds herself with a notebook, crafting lyrics and melodies that reflect her inner world. Her songwriting is both personal and poetic, offering another creative outlet to express her journey of true creative spirit beyond music. Darci also finds joy in visual arts, drawing and painting, to relax and reflect. It's another way she channels her creativity, one that fans don't often see, but that fuels her artistic perspective. Her natural comedic timing, essential element of her ventriloquism, has also emerged as one of her strongest traits. Whether through her puppets or in interviews, Darci's wit, charm, and sense of humor shine. Comedy for her isn't just a skill, it's a craft she uses to connect with people and bring light into difficult moments. And perhaps one of the most underrated areas of her talent is public speaking. With every interview, stage appearance, or charity speech, Darci continues to show confidence, humility, and eloquence far beyond her years. She speaks with purpose and authenticity, making her a powerful voice for causes she believes in, and a role model to many. What other talents might she have? Given Darci's artistic nature, it wouldn't be surprising if she explored even more creative paths. Some possibilities, based on her skills and personality, might include writing books. Her storytelling ability and young fanbase would make her a natural children's author. Voice acting, her control of multiple voices and characters, would be ideal for animation or a audiobook cast. Directing or producing, with her understanding of stagecraft and storytelling. A future behind the camera is possible. Dance or choreography as part of stage performance. Dance could become another expressive outlet. Fashion or design, with her attention to detail and love of performance. Costume or set design might also appeal to her. A star still rising, Darci Lynne has already accomplished more than most achieve in a lifetime. But she's not done yet. With every new talent she uncovers and every challenge she embraces, she continues to inspire, not just as a performer, but as a person of depth, compassion, and endless creativity. Her journey began with a puppet. Now, it's transforming into something far greater.